everyone, welcome to In the Waiting Room with Drs. Yez and Sam. So today I'm going to talk about the HPV vaccine. I'm so excited to talk about this with you because I think it's such a great development. And I just hope that by talking about it, you'll realize the importance of getting it and the value of it, as well as the ease of getting it, and that it'll encourage everyone to make sure that they can get it if they qualify. So I myself got it actually as well. I was actually in the qualifying age range when it was first started to be offered in the States, and I think it's great. So what is HPV and why do we need a vaccine? HPV is the human papilloma virus, and there are multiple different strains. Now, several of the strains are oncogenic or cancer-causing, and a couple of the strains cause genital warts. And so the HPV vaccine is basically protects you against getting the virus, which can subsequently cause cancer. So HPV is basically the most common sexually transmitted infection. And it's thought that if you're ever sexually active, almost everyone, pretty much everyone gets it at least once in their life. Now, when you get it, you can often be, most likely you're asymptomatic. So you don't know that you have it. And it's basically transmitted by contact, direct contact. So condoms don't protect against HPV. And you can get it through any types of sexual activity, including oral. And different people react differently when they get the virus. Some people are totally asymptomatic. They don't develop any cell changes or anything. Their immune system just fights it off. Some people develop some early atypical cell changes, but their immune system is able to fight it off, and the cells revert back to healthy cells. Some people develop the virus, and then they subsequently get atypical changes and subsequently cancer. And so that's what we're trying to prevent, because we don't know which people are going to get cancer. So that's why we administer the vaccine to everyone and screen for cervical cancer in everyone. Okay, so the virus itself causes different types of cancer and genital warts. It can cause cervical cancer, which is the most common, vulvar cancer, vaginal cancer, anal cancer, penile cancer, and it also causes oropharyngeal cancer, so cancers of the mouth, such as tongue or tonsils, and pharyngeal cancers. And oropharyngeal cancer cases have risen over the last several years in the United States, and so hopefully with this virus, those rates will start to climb down. So get vaccinated. Now, how do you get vaccinated? So you basically, when you go to your doctor's office, if you're in the qualifying age range, which I'm going to talk about, but basically it's all boys and girls aged 9 to the 20s qualify. Now, if your doctor's office has not offered it to you or for your child to have it, you can just ask and they can tell you more information. So, now, who should get the vaccine? So, the United States CDC recommends that all boys and girls basically get vaccinated after the age of 9, and for girls up to the age of 26, and for boys up to the age of 21. And for boys, if there's a couple of instances where they recommend, so if you're gay, bisexual, transgender, or immunocompromised, then that age goes up to the age of 26. So, and there's a wide window, which is great, because if you didn't get it in your teens, you still qualify if, you're under 21 for a guy or under 26 for a girl. And basically, the way the vaccine works, the regimen is that if you're in the age range of 9 to 14, it's just a 2-dose regimen. So you get dose 1, and then you get dose 2, 6 to 12 months after the first shot. Now, if for some reason you get off cycle and you receive dose 2 too early, under 6 months after the first one, then you do need to get a 3-dose regimen. You need a 3rd shot, which is fine. You just need to know. If you're 15 and over, then you need the 3-dose regimen. So the 3-dose regimen is that, and it's an injectable vaccine. So you get dose 1, and then you get dose 2 2 months after dose 1, and then dose 3 is 6 months after dose 1, or 4 months after dose 2. So it's at month 0, 2, and 6. So it's very simple. And this vaccine is not one of those vaccines that's combined with other vaccines. In case you're worried about that, you know, you're just getting the HPV vaccine. Now, another thing to know is that you should ask your doctor which vaccine they're administering. There's 2 in the United States that are FDA approved. Gardasil is a 9-valent vaccine. That's the one that I got, and that covers basically 7 oncogenic strains and 2 strains that cover genital warts. And Cervarix is a bivalent vaccine, and that covers 2 oncogenic strains of the virus. And your doctor will likely ask, you know, try to screen for any allergies. So on the website for Gardasil, they basically state that if you have an allergy to yeast, or if you have a reaction to the first dose of the vaccine, then, you know, you may or may not qualify. Your doctor will have to decide if you can continue, or if you have an allergy to aluminum hydroxyphosphate polysorbate, then again, you will need to be screened a little bit further because you may have an allergy to the vaccine. So when you get the shot, you should tell your doctor if you have any of the following symptoms, because it could indicate an allergy, and those include difficulty breathing, wheezing, hives, or a rash. So those are some of the main 4 that you need to tell your doctor immediately, or see your doctor if you notice that. The vaccine can cause some side effects, which are listed on the CDC website as well as the Gardasil webpage. And your doctor's office may have a handout to explain the potential side effects, but you know, generally it's FDA approved, and so the benefits are definitely thought to outweigh the risks. So if you go to your doctor's office, now that you've watched this video, just make sure you ask your doctor about the HPV vaccine if you're in the qualifying age range or your child is. And, you know, basically, they hopefully likely will be able to give it to you, as most places do offer it. If they don't, store it on site. They can write you the prescription, and you can take it to your local drugstore or pharmacy, and they can give it to you. So it's very easy and accessible. And it's pretty much 100% covered by insurances in the United States. It's considered preventative care. And one other question that sometimes people ask is that if you're a woman and you're over the age of 26, can you get the vaccine? Now, I can tell you that your doctor is definitely not going to necessarily offer it to you. If you ask them, they probably will say they don't give it to you because you're over the age. However, you could try to ask for a prescription for the vaccine and tell them you're willing to pay out of pocket. And if they still don't want to give it to you, they can give you the prescription, and you can take it to your local drugstore or pharmacy, and they will administer it to you. In Europe, there is not an age cutoff for people to get the vaccine, but in the United States, it's different. And so I hope that answers all the questions. And I just want to reiterate that the vaccine is for boys and girls. And because, for example, boys can get oropharyngeal cancers and the other cancers I mentioned. And they're also transmitting it if they get it. If they're not vaccinated and they get the virus, then they subsequently are transmitting it. So it goes back to the general principle of vaccines, where pretty much everyone needs to get it in order to lower the incidence rate and the spread. Okay, well, I hope that helps. Let us know if you have any comments, and get vaccinated.